Do you ever scroll through stunning travel photos online, dreaming of exploring ancient ruins, wandering through vibrant cities, or just relaxing on a remote beach? But then reality hits. The thought of navigating crowded airports, making small talk with strangers, or being on all the time just drains you. If you identify as an introvert, the idea of travel can feel like a paradox. You crave the new experiences, the quiet observation, the chance to see the world. But the process of getting there, the constant potential for overwhelming social interaction, can feel like a huge barrier. You might even wonder, is travel really for people like me? Well, I'm here today to tell you, yes. Absolutely, yes. Traveling as an introvert isn't just possible. It can be one of the most enriching and fulfilling experiences you'll ever have. You don't need to magically transform into an extrovert. You just need the right strategies that work with your nature, not against it. Today, we're diving into 5 essential tips specifically designed to help you, my fellow introverts, not just survive travel, but actually thrive and enjoy it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll feel more equipped and inspired to book that trip you've been dreaming about. First, let's acknowledge it. Traveling can be uniquely challenging for introverts. Our energy often comes from within, from quiet reflection. Big crowds, constant noise, unpredictable social encounters, these things can deplete our social battery incredibly fast. It's not about being shy or antisocial. It's about how we process the world and where we draw our energy from. Extroverts might thrive on the spontaneity and constant buzz of travel. For us, that same buzz can lead to overwhelm, sensory overload, and the desperate need to retreat. And that's okay. Recognizing this difference is the first step to planning travel that genuinely suits you. So, how do we bridge that gap between the desire to explore and the need for peace? Let's get into our 5 practical tips. Tip number 1, master the art of planning. For many introverts, uncertainty breeds anxiety. While spontaneous adventures sound romantic, having a solid plan can be your anchor in the unpredictable sea of travel. This doesn't mean scheduling every single second, but rather creating a framework that reduces stress. Research thoroughly. Before you go, research your destination. Understand the layout, transportation options, local customs, and opening hours of places you want to visit. Knowing what to expect minimizes surprises. Look for quieter neighborhoods or off-peak times to visit popular attractions. Book key things in advance. Secure your flights and accommodation beforehand. Knowing where you'll sleep each night provides immense peace of mind. Consider booking airport transfers or train tickets in advance too, especially if arriving late or in a busy place. Build in buffer time. Don't overschedule. This is crucial. When creating your itinerary, deliberately leave gaps. Add buffer time between activities and travel days. This allows for unexpected delays, moments of quiet observation, or simply the flexibility to rest if you're feeling drained. Planning gives you control, and control reduces anxiety. Tip number 2, choose your sanctuary wisely. Where you stay is more than just a place to sleep. It's your recharge station. For introverts, having a comfortable, private space to retreat to at the end of the day is non-negotiable. Prioritize private rooms. While hostels can be budget-friendly, the constant social interaction of dorm rooms can be incredibly draining. Opt for private rooms in hostels, budget hotels, guest houses, or consider Airbnb or VRBO rentals where you have your own space. The extra cost is often worth the preserved sanity. Location. Look for accommodation that's well located for convenience, but perhaps slightly off the main, noisy tourist drag. Read reviews specifically mentioning noise levels or tranquility. Staying near a park or a quieter residential area can provide easy access to peaceful escapes. Consider amenities for comfort. Does having a small kitchenette to make your own breakfast sound appealing? Or a balcony where you can read quietly? Think about the small comforts that help you relax and recharge, and look for accommodation that offers them. Your room is your safe haven. Make sure it feels like one. Tip number 3, embrace solo and low-key activities. You don't have to fill your travel days with high-energy group tour or noisy attractions if that's not your style. Travel is the perfect opportunity to indulge in activities that resonate with your introverted nature. Museums and galleries. These are often quiet, reflective spaces where you can wander at your own pace, absorbed in art or history without needing to interact much. Nature walks and hikes. Spending time in nature is incredibly restorative. Seek out local parks, botanical gardens, coastal paths, or hiking trails. Cafe culture and people watching. Find a cozy cafe, grab a drink, and simply watch the world go by. It's a great way to soak in the local atmosphere without pressure. Bring a book or journal. Self-guided exploration. Instead of a large group tour, consider a self-guided walking tour using an app or map. You control the pace and can linger where you like, or simply wander aimlessly through interesting neighborhoods. You might discover hidden gems. Reading and journaling. Pack a good book or a journal. Spending an hour reading in a park or writing about your experiences can be a highlight of your day. The beauty of travel is discovering what you enjoy. Give yourself permission to prioritize activities that feel good to you. Tip number 4, navigate social situations gracefully. Okay, let's be real. Some social interaction while traveling is unavoidable and sometimes even desirable. The key is managing it on your terms and having strategies to protect your energy. Use props as gentle shields. Carrying a book, wearing headphones, even without music sometimes, or focusing on a map can signal that you're occupied and less available for casual chat, especially on transport or while waiting. Learn polite declines. Practice a few simple, polite phrases in the local language or English to decline invitations or exit conversations gracefully. Something like, "Thank you, but I have other plans," or "It was nice chatting, but I need to get going now," usually works well. You don't need elaborate excuses. Choose smaller group tours. If you do want a guided experience, look for small group tour instead of massive coach tour. The dynamic is often more relaxed. Or better yet, consider private guides for specific interests if your budget allows. Master brief, efficient interactions. Practice ordering food, buying tickets, or asking for directions concisely and politely. You don't need to engage in prolonged small talk if you don't feel up to it. It's okay to say no. Remember, you don't owe anyone your time or energy. If an invitation to a social event feels draining rather than exciting, it's perfectly okay to politely decline and prioritize your need for downtime. And finally, tip number 5, perhaps the most crucial: pace yourself and schedule recharge time. This ties back into planning, but it deserves its own spotlight. Introvert burnout is real, especially when traveling. Trying to do too much, see too much, and interact too much without breaks will leave you exhausted and unable to enjoy anything. Don't try to see everything. Resist the pressure to tick off every single item on a must-see list. Choose quality over quantity. Pick the experiences that genuinely excite you and allow ample time for them. Schedule actual downtime. Literally block out time in your itinerary for doing nothing. An afternoon reading in your room, a slow morning with no plans, an evening just relaxing, this isn't wasted time. It's essential refueling time. Listen to your body and energy levels. Pay attention to your internal signals. Feeling overwhelmed, irritable, fatigued? That's your cue to slow down or take a break, even if it means skipping something you'd planned. Be flexible and kind to yourself. Factor in travel time. Remember that transit days are often draining in themselves. Don't plan strenuous activities immediately before or after significant travel. Embrace the JOMO, joy of missing out. It's okay if you miss that famous landmark because you needed rest. It's okay if you skip the big party. Your travel experience is valid and valuable even if it looks different from someone else's highlight reel. Prioritize your well-being. So, let's quickly recap our 5 essential tips for introverted travelers. Master the art of planning to reduce anxiety and gain control. Choose your sanctuary wisely. Your accommodation is your recharge zone. Embrace solo and low-key activities that align with your nature. Navigate social situations gracefully by setting boundaries. Pace yourself and schedule recharge time to avoid burnout. Traveling as an introvert isn't about overcoming who you are. It's about understanding yourself and designing adventures that honor your needs. It's about finding the magic in quiet observation, deep connection with places rather than just people, and the profound satisfaction of navigating the world on your own terms. The world is vast and full of wonders waiting for you to discover them, quietly and powerfully. You can do this. Your introverted nature isn't a limitation. It's a unique lens through which you can experience the richness of travel. I truly hope these tips have empowered you to take that leap and start planning your own introvert-friendly adventure. What are your thoughts? Do you have any other tips for fellow introverted travelers? Or maybe share one place that's top on your travel dream list. Let me know down in the comments. I love hearing from you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and consider subscribing for more content designed for thoughtful explorers like us. Thanks so much for watching. Now go gently and explore.